All right, so many political developments to discuss. Let's bring in Jennifer DeMaster. She's a legal analyst and president of Breeden Law International, and Kelly Hyman, a political analyst and federal litigator. We thank you both for joining us. Jennifer, I want to start with you. Today, the president said it loud and clear again, not on the phone, but on the airwaves for all to hear. Not only Ukraine, but China should investigate the Bidens, too. He is now openly saying what Democrats have chastised as impeachable, asking foreign powers to look into a political rival. Should he be doing this, or does this help make the case for impeachment, or is it within his right?
I think it's a very interesting point. I mean, obviously, the Democrats pounced on this immediately, saying, look at this, he's just doing it brazenly. But one thing that especially the House Dems, one thing the Democrats have done from day one is underestimate Donald Trump. He has surrounded himself with good people. He knows what he's doing. And there are things that he said that never, they might come back to bite him in the mainstream media, but he seems to know what's happening. And this is a very big deal. This is the first time impeachment has really been tossed around in such a serious manner. So there appears to be, and this would be my guess, is that he knows something that might completely exonerate this sort of quid pro quo election interference. One of those things that we haven't been looking at is, was there any sort of investigation going on into Joe Biden, or was there an investigation? We know there are long-running investigations by both the Attorney General and the Inspector General, Horowitz and Barr, in many things that involve the Obama administration. Biden is bound to have come up in those, and yes, Congress wouldn't be aware of that. But the president is allowed to ask for help from other foreign leaders in the course of ongoing investigations. So that's, again, something that we haven't seen. But it appears that Trump might have more information that the public does not about why that would be okay. But I do agree it was a pretty bold move to make.
Kelly, what do you think about the president's statement today?
Well, I just totally disagree with what she just said. The Bidens have been cleared of any wrongdoing, first off. And second off, in America, voting matters. Your vote matters, and people should choose our next president. And I think it's inappropriate and a disgrace that our president of the United States is going around asking for foreign interference in our election. And this is not right, and things should change.
All right, listen, a nearly 2-year-old crank call is making some headlines right now. Republican Congressman Matt Gaetz from Florida tweeted this out. It was a clip where you can hear a Russian shock jock who is posing as a former Speaker of Ukraine's parliament offering Congressman Schiff some dirt on President Trump. Listen.
So Busova met with Trump in New York at some point after the 2013 Miss Universe pageant.
Absolutely, and she got compromising materials on Trump after their short relations.
Okay, and what's the nature of the compromise?
Well, there were pictures of naked Trump.
Okay. And so Putin was made aware of the availability of the compromising material?
Yes, of course, Buzova shared those materials with Sobchak, and Sobchak shares those materials with Putin because she's a goddaughter of Putin, and Putin decided to press on Trump.
All right, so does this expose a double standard? Jennifer DeMaster, Kelly Hyman, we're going to let you weigh in on that right after the break here on Clearcut. We've got much more to discuss, so just hang with us for a couple minutes. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Clearcut. All right, before the break, we were talking about a 2-year-old audio recording and video with Russian shock jocks who were basically speaking to Congressman Adam Schiff, offering him dirt on President Trump, except they were posing as a former Speaker of Ukraine's parliament. And the question that we asked was, is there a double standard in American society, and in particular in Congress right now? Is there a double standard when it comes to what the president's entitled to do versus what Democrats in control are entitled to do? So let's bring in Jennifer DeMaster again and Kelly Hyman. Jennifer, I want to let you weigh in on that one first.
Absolutely. So there's a twofold answer on that law. One is that under that question, under the law, there's a double standard because that is the law. It's not really a double standard. It's just what the law states. And then there's the practical implications that it seems that Adam Schiff is allowed to do things that even Donald Trump, the president of the United States, the duly elected president, is not allowed to do. Now, under the law, the president has executive powers. He has the obligation to faithfully execute the laws of the United States to make sure that those laws have not been violated or undermined. But part of his obligations under the executive are to work with foreign heads of state. That doesn't necessarily mean allies in some cases. That means working in the course of ongoing investigations over which he is the authority of the DOJ and to make sure that they can get as much information as they would need for the course of this investigation. Congress, on the other hand, are lawmakers. They're legislatures. So Congress does not have a lot of those. Yes, they do conduct some matters of foreign affairs. They can issue subpoenas, but they are lawmakers. They do not have the powers of the executive branch. And what we're seeing now is a double standard by the media, not laying that out enough, that Donald Trump can do what Adam Schiff cannot.
All right, Kelly, your response?
I think the media is a wonderful thing, and I don't believe there's such thing as fake news or there's a double standard. President of the United States has certain obligations, and it's to make our country come first and not his own personal interest or personal gains. Yes, the president can meet with foreign dignitaries, but he needs to put our country first and not his own self-interest first. And I think it's really important to remember that and think about that we live in a republic. We don't live in a dictatorship or monarchy. And we need that from our president to think about our country first, because we live in a wonderful country, and God bless our country, but we need someone who puts our country first, and that's not Trump.
Kelly, Hyman, Jennifer DeMaster, we thank you both for your time. Appreciate it. Good to see you as always.